say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real.
Well, good evening, good happy Saturday, everyone. Hi, it's Gretchen here with Keeping It Real, number 129 on this fine Saturday. Yay! Got my cheer of wine. Yes, 129, time for wine. Yeah, we're gonna rhyme. Oh, that was 3. Ooh, I'm on a roll. So it is good to be here and good to see all you guys. Tamra, namaste. Oh my gosh. Thank you for those beautiful pictures that you sent. And I'm excited to put them into for tomorrow night's show to show everyone. I always like that. Donna's here and Nathan, Mr. Premier, tonight at 7:30 my time. I don't know what time his time, but rest assured, when Nathan has a premiere, I will be done and we'll be out of here in plenty of time to go pour more wine and sit down for him. And Gloria's here. Yay, Gloria. Oh, okay, so I don't have to look all kind of around and hunt to find your comments, because I did something and it's kind of fun. But let's see, Gloria and Donna. Is Donna here? There's Donna. Yes, I said that. Deirdre. Yay. Hello, Deirdre. And my favorite storyteller and librarian. Thank you very much, Nathan. That's so sweet of you. Yeah, I only do one every 2 weeks. I know you only do one every 2 weeks. What am I supposed to do the other Saturday night? Huh? What? You know? The other Saturday nights, I have to catch up on everybody else. I have to catch up. Sarah Taylor has a new one. Several other people did too. I'm just way behind. But today was class day. Doc was back from social media marketing world in San Diego, and he had lots of stuff, and I had class with him, and it was good. So, yay. Same time, same day, every 2 weeks. That's the kind of predictability we like, Nathan. Oh, yay, go. Poor Donna is, I woke up this morning with my head kind of stuffy and weird, and I think I slept wrong on my neck, and that's what I had done it, all that kind of stuff. But then I was clear and fine. So, everybody, Donna's lurking. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling miserable. Let's all send Donna some good healing, clearing vibes, and that she kicks this thing, whatever is there. You go. So Angie was, I just saw Angie. So, okay. We got to give Angie a bad time if she picks up hail and doesn't know what it is. She's called like, what is this? And they're posted her. I know she knows what it is. But I wanted to say snow, hail. She cracked me up. And then she was all worried about saying shit on on YouTube. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. So yes, you can do that. Angie's on her way. Hi, Angie. I was just giving you a bad time about your little picking up the hail and going, what is this? I was going to say something like, well, in the Northwest we call it snow or hail, but I don't know, Maryland maybe. But your painting was so pretty. So pretty. It was really nice. That was a fun thing to do. Yes. And yeah, what was it? There's a book that the grandmother always said, or great grandmother always said, when anybody said something, she'd go, language. So nobody had to say, on YouTube you could get away with it. Although in my class that I have with Doc Rock, and Eileen Smith, who has a YouTube channel and does a variety of different things about Facebook and all kinds of things. If Miss Eileen is on the stream and somebody, swears, we have it's like, oops, we have to send her it goes in Eileen's tip jar. Yeah, she doesn't like, so yeah, it's pretty funny. So Angie's here. First week without a mask in 2 years, first cold and sore throat in 2 years. I go back to work, I'm bringing my mask. My friend Doc was was in San Diego. He lives in Hawaii. So he's been in Hawaii 28 months, hasn't been out. Well, he'd gone to New York once for something. But he goes down to social media and marketing world and he gets COVID. But it went through him really quick, like that, because he was had triple vaccinated, and so it literally, he just got a quick temperature one day and then it was gone, but he had to stay for a few extra days, and oh my gosh. But he was grousing about coming off the island and having that happen. Yay. Thank you. So Donna's lurking. Deirdre's here. Everybody's checking in. I'm good. Thank you, Gloria. I always my back has been, it's my own dang fault. Okay? It's my own dang fault. Trying to work at my wiring the other day, I decided I could pull out this cabinet that is on sort of wheels, but it is an old library card catalog, about 5 sections deep, the kind you would have had in a small library. And I have it full stuff, but my my Pixma Pro 1000 printer is sitting on it. So that's the one that prints 17 by 22 pictures, up to 17 by 22 paper. It's not light. And so I'm moving that thing out so that I could get to where I wanted to work on my wiring. Yeah. Tweaked my back. I've had back issues since I was, since I broke my tailbone when I was 14 or 15, skiing and everything, and it's all kinds of stuff. So today it's just giving me a bad time. But good news today, my sister got to come over, and her, I mentioned yesterday that her friend Punky was in town, and so they didn't come over yesterday. They came over this morning, and that was fun. I hadn't seen Sarah in a while, and she was looking good. Her skin, I was teasing her that she had a good glow rather than a radiation glow or chemo glow. Sisters, we can get away with that kind of stuff. But she's feeling pretty good. So we've got MRI in a couple weeks to find out if she keeps on the implants or gets everything chopped off. And we'll see how it goes from there. But so it was good to see her and good to see Punky. I hadn't seen Punky in a lot of years, and but that was going on. And then today, so I don't know, you guys maybe you know this, there's this in the latest update, if you have a Mac computer and one of the newer ones that does the Monterey, in the latest iOS update, or the latest update that they put out, in the displays, there's this thing called universal control. Okay. I've been, the thing with ecamm is when you run it, it has all these windows. I'm just going to show you. Da-da-da. Oh, get out from under there. I'm just going to show you. Right here. And there. I know that. And let's see if I can go to this camera. Where's the iPad? Go to this one and go to this, to my iPhone, and there. Okay. Okay, so this is the camera on my iPhone, and I'm showing you. So, whoa, oh, it wants me to do this. So it has all these windows that I see. And so when I wanted to show you guys like a screen share, I had to click from down here and get it to come up, and then it was in front of everything and I couldn't see what you guys could see. And I had another monitor. I had this other big monitor over here, but it was only mirroring and I couldn't get it to do a separate thing. Well, there's this thing called universal control, and we figured it out. So now watch my mouse. You guys might be able to see my mouse. I'm going to go this way, and my mouse is going to appear right there on my big monitor. And now I have like all your comments are right here. And then I have something else that I want to show you later right there. And then I can have a window down here that shows me what you guys are actually seeing. So I know if it's working right. And it doesn't have all my detritus on top of it. It's just what you guys, I'm like so excited. Can you tell? I'm so excited. Oh my land. This was just, as my friend would always say, oh my Lanta. So it's in, I'll open this and make it go to display. Where's the display one? There, okay. And I take you down here to display. See this little thing right here? It says universal control. So you click that, and it's in beta right now, but it can let you use one mouse and it'll go from one connected device, my Mac, to the next one. Like I had my iPad up too when I needed it, and I could go like move the mouse from one to the other, and you move this whole thing around. Like that's my other screen, and you can put them in different orders, and you could, oh, it's just cool. Oh, the tech nerd in me kind of just totally geeked out. Yes, so that's what I did. Anyway, yeah. Okay, now you don't. We can close that. Oh, but I'll let you see one other thing. Really, really cute. Before we go on to the story and stuff, where did it go? And here we go. So here's one more. So I got this picture yesterday. I just have to share. I just have to, because it's just too freaking cute. That's baby Goo. That's my granddaughter, Rory. She'll be 1 in April 14th. Her nickname is after Goo, like me, but that was her first trip to the beach yesterday. Yeah. And, oops, come on. And she's playing, her brother and sister are out in the water. Oh my gosh, they had a good time. Bryn put videos on her Instagram, but Danny sent me those pictures. I was just, he made some son-in-law points, that's for sure. Sending me those pictures. Yay. All right. Let's see. Angie's here, just checking in when everybody's talking about if you're laughing at me or not. Yes, Angie. Oh, yay. It's just, yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, it was good. It's a house of mirrors. Yeah, exactly. Kind of. Well, except it didn't quite turn into House of Mirrors because you could click outside of it. It's very cool. Um, yeah, I have a beach blend, Claylock beach blend. Maryhill, it was done at Maryhill Winery, but it's, yeah, so that's mine. A red. I, here's the thing, Tamara. Thank you. She says, I'm so smart. Tamara says, oh, great. Wow, God, you're so smart. I was flummoxed by this and I, see, there was a time at one point where with the iMacs, Apple had it, and you could do this really easily. And it had, I can't remember what it was called, but it was a thing you clicked and you could do it to different monitors, and it was easy peasy. Then they got rid of it and said that AirPlay would do it, but AirPlay doesn't do it with my old computer here. Doesn't work with that one. It doesn't work with certain computers before a certain time. It also doesn't work in other ways at some time. So AirPlay's not really the thing. So there's LunaCube and there's all these different things and that I was going to think to try. And then I was on India's live stream, and Paul Duncan, who has been on before, they were talking about, we were talking about who has two iPads running at one time or thing. And I said, my problem is that I have my laptop with a keyboard and my other computer with a keyboard and then my iPad with a keyboard, and I'll hit the wrong keyboard and I'll be typing away on something and think I'm typing a message and I'm typing on the wrong keyboard for the wrong thing. Like I'm typing on my iPad keyboard for my computer, and it's just, I'm always doing that. Or grabbing the wrong mouse or hitting the wrong, it's just, ugh. And Paul said, it sounds like you need universal control. And I went yeah, well, that would be nice. I need universal control over a lot of things. And he said, no, sounds like you haven't updated your iOS or your software. And I went, what? And of course, India's trying to, it's her live stream, and she goes, well, what are you guys talking about? And Paul said something universal control it's in the display and your system preferences. So I just hop up, go over to hit this thing, and boom, boom. I mean, it was like magic. And all of a sudden I got it. So it's not mirroring and it's doing what I want. The hardest thing is trying to figure out where the mouse is going to go from one to one. And when it's in limbo, where is it catching up to? Yeah. So that I'm not going to be able to do if I've had any flavored brownies, for sure. Anyway, so this was, well, yeah, Gloria, I need more than one. I have to kind of have two screens because the one screen is too small for editing for me. And yeah, oh, it's just so exciting. I got very cute. Baby Goo, yes, Angie, that was Baby Goo. She's so super cute. There was one picture of her in Instagram. Oh my God. She completely did what her mom did at that age, which was the eating of the eating sand. Oh no, it's gone from Instagram now. Yeah, so she was sitting there in the sand and had it all over, and she's leaning forward and Bryn says, how's that sand taste, Goo? And she had a whole handful and she stuck it in her mouth, and then she was like, but yeah, it was pretty cute. So, hey, Larry, how are you? Nice to have you here. Good, glad you're here. Anyway, Gloria, it's kind of the tech savvy. It's not, there's not a lot of things that you can really break on doing it. And sometimes it's not necessarily not being tech savvy. It's getting past that barrier of being afraid to do something. It's like me being afraid to pick up a watercolor brush and do it. I just kind of had to step in and do it. I went through several days of blocks on this and thinking I was and having frustration and having all kinds of cables and dongles that I got that didn't work that I thought were going to, and I figured I was going to start wearing them as earrings or something like that. But, you know, I think the more I tell myself that I can do it, and the fewer times we tell ourselves that we're not able to or we don't have that ability, because we have different abilities, and sometimes we have to tap into those different abilities to get to this other thing that might be more difficult for us. So yay. Anyway, so this whole thing about putting stuff together kind of really fit perfectly with tonight's story, because tonight's story is about a man named Alexander Calder. And Alexander Calder, let me go to my screen share. Ta-da! Uh-oh, wrong screen share. Hang on. This one. There we go. There we go. Okay. So this website, if you want to really learn about more of him, is the Calder Foundation. And he was an American sculptor. And this is a film that was done back in like 1944, black and white film of his work and stuff. And it's about a 9-minute film. It's really kind of cool. His work in the Museum of Modern Art and all different kind of places. These are just some of his pieces that he lived from 1926, or this is the Circus that he did 1926 to 1931 that he did. A piece of Josephine Baker that he did in 1927, the horse from 1928, the cow from 1928. He used wire and an amazing kind of sculpture that people really hadn't seen before and hadn't done. And he added motion and some color. He even talks about his references to abstract, like in this piece, had some color to it with Mondrian. And it was just really, really cool how the things, a lot of these things moved, had motion to them, had little motors, and all these, like he had the Museum of Modern Art, New York, Alexander Calder Sculptures and Constructions was a exhibit that went from September of 1943 to January 1944 back then. Anyway, just really fascinating guy. So all you have to do is Google Alexander Calder, and you can get to the Calder Foundation to see this work of his. And I think just inspirationally, he's really an American classic to look into. But the person who wrote the book that we're reading tonight called Sandy's Circus is Tanya Stone. And she is an American children's author, and she writes narrative nonfiction for middle grade students and young adults, as well as nonfiction picture books. And her stories have she's gotten amazing awards. Now, I went to the Wikipedia page because this page shows you her books. Like she did a book on about the real story of how Monopoly was invented, Elizabeth, just all kinds of things, books that go on. But you try to go on the about her page, is problem with WordPress. So I didn't get much on that. Now, the illustrator, where did they go? That illustrator disappeared on me. I had it. Okay. Boris Kulikov. Here we go. Boris Kulikov. Now this guy is who's the illustrator. And his website fascinates me because he has this children's books and illustrations, then his other illustrations here. So we check up here, and it has his books that are some that have color, and you click on different things and it'll tell you about them, Howard and the Mummy and whatnot. And then back, and you have these books that are done in these, like this on Isaac Newton. So he's done some of the illustrations for those, but he graduated from the Institute of Theater, Music, and Cinema in St. Petersburg, Russia. Since 1997, he lives and works as an illustrator in Brooklyn, New York. So he's gotten a lot of awards. He does really fascinating different kind of work too. So I put the link to his website and Tanya's both in the description. But they're fun kind of websites just to go cruise around and get some ideas about what they do. Now get my iPad back over here. But the book tonight is called... Okay, the book tonight is called Sandy's Circus, and it's a story about Alexander Calder and how him as a child and how he came to do what he did and the type of work he did. It's really kind of fascinating. It's another one of those that I picked up at the museum when I went to the museum. Yeah, danger place. Libraries are much safer. They're free, but okay, let's see. Green screen. Yay. There.
Probably doing karate lessons.
Who's doing what? Oh, did I hear somebody? Somehow that, oh, I know, that created there. Let's get rid of that, undo that. There we go. I had a weird sound thing that came in my ears there. So this is Sandy's Circus. Get my book just right for you. It is the story of Alexander Calder. Ooh, spaghetti dinner with friends. That's nice. Bob made spaghetti for me last night. He used my mom's recipe. Or actually, he unfroze it, the stuff. He thought he was defrosting chili, and it was my recipe. Oh, yay. Sandy's Circus. A story about Alexander Calder. Okay, yay. I love the end paper. How it shows all the way he worked and did things, and that's a real kind of foretelling of the book. That over there. That over here. There we go. You have to check the details out in these little things. The circus reminds me of, I don't know anybody else that remembers this, maybe you guys didn't, but do you remember the animal cracker boxes that were circus boxes and that had real wheels on them? And you got the animal crackers. My grandmother and I used to walk to the store. We'd walk to the thrifty store and to get things for, usually if we were going to make 7-Up floats, or if we were going to make cookies or something like that. But she did always let me get an animal cracker box, and they had real wheels. Oh God, I love those. That's what this reminded me of. There once was an artist named Alexander Calder. Only he didn't call himself Alexander, and he didn't call the things he made art. Everyone called him Sandy. He had been making his objects since he was a kid. Sandy's mother was a painter. His father was a sculptor. Even though they moved from Pennsylvania to Arizona to California to New York and back to California, his parents always made sure Sandy had a workshop and tools. He made his friends toys and jewelry from scraps of wood, leather, and wire he would pick up off the street. Sandy built his sister Peggy a castle for her doll, complete with a moat. He and Peggy made toy animals and played circus in the workshop. Even though Sandy loved creating things, he didn't always want to be an artist. He went to college and learned more about making things by studying to be an engineer. Sandy had different jobs, but never really liked any of them. When he worked as a fireman in the boiler room of a ship, one night he was sleeping up on the deck, sailing between San Francisco and New York. When he woke, he was awestruck. One side of the ship was a fiery red sunrise, and the other, the full moon shone like a silver coin. The sight made Sandy want to go to art school, and he did. Artists need to work. Notice it's a capital A, artists. A newspaper hired Sandy to draw the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. For 2 weeks, day and night, he went to the stadium, drawing as many different parts of the circus as he could. He loved sketching the elephants, the flying trapeze, the lion tamer, and the dancers. Sandy sat in different parts of the theater to see from up high, down low, and off to the side. The next year, 1926, he decided to go to Paris. Why Paris? Because that city was alive with art. And Sandy said, "In Paris, it's a compliment to be called crazy." I'd go well there. Sandy rode through the streets of Paris on his orange bicycle. He carried a roll of wire around his shoulder and a pair of pliers in his pocket. There's the parting. When Sandy bumped into a friend, out came the wire and pliers. He would twist and bend and curl while he chatted. And before they said adieu, Sandy would give his friend a gift. Voila! A small portrait of the person made of wire. Look at that. And then off he goes. Look at the line of artists back here. All of them have canvases. All of these are artists with canvases. One day, Sandy made a little wire lion. He built a colorful cage for the lion. Of course, since the lion was a wild animal, it needed a tamer. So Sandy made him too. Then he made a high wire walkers and a high wire for them to walk on and a safety net just in case they should fall, and a flying trapeze and a red stage. Sandy started to see a whole circus come to life before his eyes. Then he really got going. His huge hands worked with tiny pieces of wire, cork, cloth, buttons, yarn, string, leather, paper, and bits of wood. He twisted and shaped and curled and cut and curved until Sandy was ready to put on a big top circus show. His circus filled 2 suitcases. Click, click. Sandy set up the stage with his animals and performance wherever and whenever he could. He went back and forth from Paris to New York, those suitcases always along for the ride. During one stay in New York, Sandy made more animals and acrobats. His circus grew to fill 5 suitcases. When it was showtime, Out came the suitcases. Click, 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 click. There's that art angel again. She keeps showing up. A friend wound up the gramophone to start the music. Sandy boomed a greeting to his audience in the voice of the wire ringmaster, Monsieur Loyal, announcing the performance was about to begin. On his knees, this bear of a man worked the springs and strings and levers of his clever creations, making them leap, run, and dance. Hear the whistle blow, horns blare, see the flying flippolinis flip, the lions roar, the lion tamer tames, seals bark, tossing a ball from nose to nose. Look at those. Rigolette, the strong man, bends to his toes and raises a huge barbell high above his head, showing off for his beloved bearded lady. Horses gallop, birds flutter, dogs dance on whirly-twirly legs. Cativo the clown plays tricks on his fellow performers. He dangerously distracts the axe thrower just as he hurls his axe at the wire girl. Oh no, injury under the big top. But never fear, help is on the way. Sirens wail, 2 wire rescue workers race in to carry the girl off to a teeny tiny stretcher. Sometimes the show went on for hours. There were chariot races and bucking broncos, a belly dancer, camel, and kangaroo. Sandy crawled around on his hands and knees, arranging his wire animals and circus folk, setting them in motion to perform for the crowd. After the grand finale, he brought them all back for a bow. Encore! Encore! The crowd laughed and clapped and cheered for more. Word spread throughout Paris and New York. Everyone wanted to see Sandy's circus. They loved how full of joy and fun it was. They loved how Sandy's work was always in motion. People said, he has discovered in playing a new world. His art has the force of the ocean. I think that's my new favorite quote. He has discovered in playing a new world. Ah, yes. Sandy delighted in crafting things that moved. He made new kinds of art, hanging his shapes up, connecting pieces to each other with wire and letting the air drift and spin them into motion. In doing so, he turned ordinary objects into extraordinary art and invented the very first mobiles. And it all started with Sandy's magical moving circus. Now, so it shows kind of a picture. I can get that to show up closer for you, up close, of him working on it there. But here in the author's note, it says, Alexander Calder was one of the most important American artists of the 20th century, and his circus was one of his most important works. I remember the first time I saw Alexander Calder's work outside of a museum. My soon-to-be husband and I were enjoying a lazy Sunday drive in the western hills of Connecticut. As if by magic, in the midst of cows and serene country roads, a huge yard appeared, filled with bright, bold sculptures. The line, color, and joyousness of these structures were unmistakable to me. Stop the car! We climbed out and peered, as politely as possible, into the backyard. Okay, we stared incredulously. I had no idea that Calder had lived in Roxbury, Connecticut, but it quickly dawned on us that we were standing on the edge of the Calder estate. It was easy to imagine what life must have been like in that backyard when Sandy Calder was alive, passing out croquet mallets to his friends who dropped by and sharing his love of life with all those who were lucky enough to know him. Ever since that moment, I have wanted to capture a piece of Calder's essence in a story. The man invented the mobile, a whimsical sculpture artfully designed to move as freely as the air or wind lets it. It's a form we now take for granted, yet even the mobiles that hang over baby cribs would not exist without Calder. He also built enormous, bold metal sculptures that stood still, called stables. Stables? S-T-A-B-I, stables. Huh. I hope I have been able to convey some of the Calder magic through the story of Sandy's Circus. Pretty cool. That's an amazing, amazing his artwork. If you guys get a chance, really, let me just go back. I hope this doesn't give me a copyright ding, but where was it? There. Show this. Oops, wait. I have to show this. Screen share. There. And I'm not sure if it will play the sound. Hang on. And I'm not sure if it'll play the sound on this. I'm going to see. It might not play it for you guys, but this is on his website. And it might not play. There. Come on. Play. Huh. Well, that's not very interesting. Come on. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So it's one of those old. Where's my sound? Make sure it doesn't blow your ears out. So it's like one of those 1930s, or I don't know, 40, and it even has the classic sound. 1944. Oh. Come on. See, look at that. That's part of what he did. Isn't that cool? Okay, I'm going to stop it because I don't want to get a copyright ding on that, on this. So, who knows when it uploads if it'll kick the thing. But so anyway, you guys, you can just Google Alexander Calder, or it's calder.org, calder.org. Yeah, he's a fascinating, and it just, I love the fact that he was going to be an engineer and then he turned that into artistic, because you always, yeah, it's about, engineers aren't, art, that stuff. I mean, tell you, I have friends that are engineers that are amazing artists and stuff. So I think that they just, if they knew how much art they have in them, it'd be amazing. So that box was better than cookies. You bet it was. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I need a safety net. What, Angie, did you fall again? Did you? Yay. No falling. We're not. belly dancer. I know, Gloria, they were talking about you in here. Belly dancer, he did the whole thing. I mean, and I love to think about, about that, what kids can do and what they do, the little bit of wire. Many years ago, I went to, I think it's 2005, 2006. I went to Tijuana, Mexico to help build homes. And at this one particular place. And this little boy who I was building a house for his mom. And and it was just hilarious because he really basically found a piece of wire and a little stick of wood, and he wrapped the wire around this piece of wood, and he had it, and it was swirling it around like it was an airplane and a helicopter, and it was his toy. It was the only toy he had, and it was so cute to have him play with this and what he could make into a toy. And I just always think it's just fascinating how that happens. Yeah, the illustrations in this, Larry, are really awesome. I love this illustrator, Boris Kulikov, and he's done a lot of other things well worth looking into for inspiration, and it's just really, really fun to see. Early black and white movies. Oh, early black and white films. How fun is that? Oh my gosh. It's just amazing. Very talented as a potter. Yes. Yeah, I think engineers make really good sculptors and stuff. My niece does pottery, and she has kind of that engineering type mind too. I'm thinking of things to create, even in my dreams. Oh, how good is that? That's cool. So you guys, it is 7:18 by my time, and I am going to close this stream down so that we can go take a break, pour a glass, take a stretch, and get settled in for our fine friend Nathan on the fine art of distraction for his premiere. I think, what is this, show 4, 5 he's done? I can't remember. But yeah, I'm excited. Hey, there it is. The man, Mr. Paul Duncan, who I showed them, Paul. I showed them how universal control. Yes, this is the man right here who showed me what to do on this with just a couple little words. And I was like, whoa. I showed everybody how to do it. Your 6th one, Nathan? Yes, Nathan's 6th premiere. So that's at 7:30 on the fine art of distraction. So everybody hop on over there. We're going to wind this up. But yes, thank you. Again, I told you Paul, I was going to give you a big shout out because it was like a huge game changer. I'd been futzing over this, and these guys could tell you I've been, having issues this week. So some tech things, because I moved everything and showed them all my tangle of wires and let them see what a mess it was. But now it's so much better, and now I could see the comments. I'm just in, like, I'm giddy Gretchen. That's me today, giddy Gretchen. Giddy goo. So anyway, everybody, so we're going to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Tamara and Nathan from Australia, and Deirdre here from Canada up there in Alberta, and my East Coast buddies, and my friend across the pond here of Puget Sound, Green Armor, Larry, thank you for joining in, and everybody else all around, and Paul from California down there, and in the land. I thank you all for joining me, for inviting me into your home, and for coming into mine and joining me in on this stream for tonight for Sandy's Circus. And artists out there, grab whatever scraps you can, you guys. Okay, tomorrow night, homework's due tomorrow, you guys. Snowmen in spring. I've gotten some. Whatever else, send it into my email. If you can put live art in the subject line, Tamara, you did it perfectly. It was awesome. Then it makes me find it easier. I'm going to put them together. We'll show those off tomorrow night with the story. But yeah, if anybody gets inspired to do some sculpting with different things from this, do those too. Show those. See if you can even send a little video of that, because I think I can figure out how to put that in too. I'm getting pretty good at this. Getting kind of cocky, but that's okay. Actually, very proud of myself, and I'm proud of all the help that you guys and patience you've had for me, and the help that Paul's given me all along the way. It's been awesome. So everybody, until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around. It's everywhere that we glance. We don't always notice it, but it's there. But the first place you want to go look to find it is in the mirror, because it's looking right back at you. So until next time, take care all.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes.
Okay, Angie, I will do. That's stretching it, girl, but I'll do it.
I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous.
Want to be famous with me?
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow.
Mr. Moderator himself.
You got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous.
Want to be famous with me?
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
We could be famous.
Want to be famous with me?
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous.
Want to be famous with me?
We could be famous.
Come and be
Alright, everybody dance like Nathan.
We could be famous.
Want to be famous with me?
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
Night all.